Good morning, guys. And I thought this morning, I'm talking softly because the house is asleep and I'm facing the house. I thought this morning I would sit in the garden, allow the bird noise if it filters through the microphone. There's some noisy geese. And just take a moment to share some beautiful things that I've discovered. Number one, there's a beautiful, beautiful channel here on YouTube called Reflections of Life. And it's a South African couple that are creating these beautifully done cinematic little snippets of life stories. So they find people, it could be a couple or a person or a group of people, and they talk about their life and their stories. It's simple, beautifully done. It's very touching. I even cried this morning. I welled up with tears just listening to the one lady. And I think you would love it. Just go and watch. It's really, really good. And the other thing is, my heart has been breaking. And you know this if you've listened to some of my previous videos. My heart has been breaking for me and every woman on this planet in Western culture, I think more. And I am part of Western culture. I mean, the movies, the media, the things that I watch and absorb. Even though I live in Africa, it's Western. My heart has been breaking for us because we just are constantly bombarded with images and the messaging that we are not good enough as we are physically. And that's sad. And when I zoom out of myself, and I encourage you to do this, zoom out of yourself and try and see yourself from you're not you. It's heartbreaking. Why would I hate upon myself? I am what I am. This and I've enjoyed all the physical pursuits that I've done, the road running, the marathons, the weight training, the dancing. Those things are beautiful in and of themselves, but when the body hatred creeps in, and then I also hope to get thin or look a certain way from doing it. Let me just clean this lens here properly. When the body hatred creeps into the activity, it, it steals the joy from it. And I can't say I've never let that creep in. When I did marathons, admittedly, I was hoping that running all those kilometers would make me skinny. And I am not an overweight person, but I wanted to be skinny, like an elite marathon runner. You see them, they're skinny. And I thought, well, if I just run all those kilometers, I can just eat what I want and be skinny. And that wasn't the dominant thought, but it was there. It was there. And I just think, it's so wrong. It's so wrong, wrong, wrong. Um, Although mostly the joy was in the doing and the community. When you join a running club, you're part of this community, and that was wonderful. I loved that. But I invite you to look at those thoughts in your head that they try and hide themselves because those thoughts know that they are wrong in some way. I guess I've always known that it's wrong to hate upon my body because I am not my body and you are not your body. It really is a suit. It really is, and it's temporary and it changes. So what your body was 10 years ago is not what your body is now. It's not what it will be in 10 years' time. So from a baby to an adult to an older person, the body goes through dramatic changes. So you can't say I am this body because then you are something that's ever changing. But the thing that's inside of you, that is not your body. Because of course, you could even cut off a limb or change something and you are still you. So to me, it really is like a suit. And I know I've wasted so much time worrying about it and does it fit the mold and is it good enough and is it acceptable? And I know why. It's because women are objectified and we are the ones gazed upon. Men are the gazers and women are the gazers of other women. We always look to other women, don't we? And in our Western culture, there's only one type that fits, and that is the skinny but curvy. She has a small waist, acceptable curves, but mostly skinny. Boobs, butt, and that's all that can be large. And if you're outside of that shape, you feel outside. You don't feel like you belong. And the truth is, most women don't fit that. And the truth is, like, I live in Africa, and African bodies certainly do not fit that mold. They are much bigger, much more voluptuous. And in fact, in traditional African culture, a bigger, voluptuous body is far more desirable. I don't know now whether they're becoming westernized and they're losing that. I mean, yeah, I can't speak to their culture, but I see what I see. And when I was younger, my father's domestic worker was like, "Oh, you're getting so nice and fat." And she meant it as a compliment. She really did. And I took it as an insult because I was like, "Oh, that means I'm not acceptable to Western culture." And so it shows you obviously that body sizes change, the ideal changes culture to culture. We know all this anyway. But going back to the fact that my heart breaks for any woman who's not in the ideal of her culture, because what can we do about it, really? Okay, we can do things. You can diet, you can starve yourself, you can over exercise, you can go under the knife. There's all kinds of plastic surgery to make your body conform. But again, like I've said over and over and over, it's a losing battle. How long can you do that for? Yes, you can do it for years and years and years, but then you're going to spend your whole life in this constant battle and pushing against what is. And what is what your body is. And I must say, I'm getting tired of the fight. And I don't always fight it, but obviously I have for a long time. Getting just tired of and I think it's coming with age, because on top of trying to stay slim, I'm now like, oh my God, now I've got to lift and tuck and pull and tighten and anti-wrinkle. And eventually it just gets too much when you just got to say, fuck it, just let my being be. And so my heartbreak is for all of us women, for you, for me. And there's another lady I want you to follow. Her name is Jade Beall, Beall. If you don't know of her, you might have heard of her, you might have seen her works. She's a photographer. She loves to dance as well. She's just one of these wild hippie spirits, free and loving. And she photographs all kinds of people. And she has this series, like, I think it's called the Elder Series or something, where she photographs people over a certain age or of any older age. Naked portraits, but not lewd, not porn. Or it's artistic portraits of older bodies. And when you see her work, you realize how we need to see that and how much that is lacking. And then when you look at her work makes those bodies so beautiful. And then you realize that beauty lies in all ages and all stages and all bodies and all shapes and all everyone. It's just a matter of us seeing it. And we can see it. Throughout the centuries, artists have been showing us all depictions of all bodies. But now, in Western culture, with TV, movies, media, social media, we are just fed a diet of a certain kind, and it's too limited. It's way, way, way too limited. So I think actually now I'm starting to see I really need to filter what I look at, because, like I said before, what you look at more and more and more becomes beautiful to you. It becomes the norm. It becomes the standard. It becomes the ideal. And if you feed yourself a diet of looking at beautiful elder people, anyone older than you, beautiful, voluptuous people, beautiful, whatever your body thing is that you would like to see that represents you. If you keep looking for those images, and they are there on the internet, and looking at more cinematic, I don't know what I'm trying to say, like that Reflections of Life channel. It's cinematic, it's artistic, and it's showing people in their natural environment, naturally lit. Oh, here we get the traffic. Not Hollywood, not glamorized, not made up, not Botox filled, cut, and all that. When you look at people like that, you see beauty, and then you're like, oh my God, the plastic pulled, nipped, tucked, tightened people kind of also look weird compared to just natural, normal people. And so it really is a matter of what you feed yourself, the diet you feed yourself in terms of what you allow in. We have to try and remind ourselves of natural beauty. I need it. As always, I need this message. So I'm making the video. Hopefully it helps one of you in some small way. And I pray for, and I don't pray in a religious sense, but that deep heart longing prayer for every single woman. May you stumble upon this video and feel my love for you as you are, with every wrinkle, age spot, grey hair, cellulite, flabby tummy, jiggly ass. Those things are beautiful. And there's nothing wrong with a fit, toned, young body. Of course, that is beautiful too. Of course it is. But that beauty we know. We've seen it. So we don't need to talk about that beauty because that is exemplified and glorified in our culture. But we do need to talk about the other beauty. Real human beauty. And I know if you go out into the real world, you see it all around you. But I want you, if you feel like you don't fit the mold, try and look at yourself from the perspective of if you were your mother and a loving mother, maybe you didn't have a loving mother, but if you were a loving mother to yourself, how would you see yourself? What would you tell yourself if you were your own child and daughter? And just think about that. And again, like I say, write yourself a love note. Why not? Just write yourself a love note and love on yourself about all the things that make you special and lovable that have nothing to do with your body. This vehicle is just a vehicle. Try and let go of it. It'll come in stages and waves, and I know I'll let go of it and then I'll pick up the body thing again and I'll probably try and improve it, and then I'll let it go and go, what am I doing? Okay, what am I doing? I've lost sight. And then I'll probably get frightened. I'm not going to fit into my society's beauty standards, so then I'll do something else. And I know that's how it goes. It's gone that way my whole sort of from teenagerhood onwards. It's funny, when you're a child, you just accept yourself, your body, you're just in it. You don't even, you are so comfortable with your body until adolescence. And then you suddenly realize, especially as a woman, the gaze is on you. And then you spend your, am I okay? Am I okay? Am I good enough? Is this vehicle pleasing? And that's where it starts. And I want to change that for myself. I want the next, I don't know how much longer I've got left on this earth, but I would like to slowly, year by year, decade by decade, free myself from this. I know it'll be a journey. I invite you on that journey with me. I'll talk about this a lot on my channel. I love you, beautiful woman. See you in the next one. Bye.